It's that time again. It's time for some real education, Harrison Bergeron style. This is a great short story. We've been studying just little teasing glimpses of it all week long because I want you to read it, hopefully just not give too much away, try to pique your interest just a little bit. Kurt Vonnegut Jr. was a man of the left, but boy, did he write, for lack of a better word, conservatively about certain issues. This is back in the 60s when to be a liberal meant you still loved your country, you wanted to see our borders protected, you believed in free speech, before the left had morphed into this communist conglomerate. So Bergeron and Kurt Vonnegut was, while he was a man of the left, he did agree with most Americans on some key issues, as traditional liberals used to. Harrison Bergeron is a fantastic short story that warns about the consequences of what we today would call equity, when everybody has to be the same all the time. I've only showed you a couple of clips very sparingly. I'm going to do the same thing today, but a little bit more. Take a look at our first quote. We've got 3 quotes today from Harrison Bergeron. Here's now one of the quotes. "Play your best, and I'll make you barons and dukes and earls." This is after Harrison Bergeron, who was born gifted, finally runs away. He escapes from the community with its radical equity policies. In other words, people who could sing really well had such stuff put into their mouths so they couldn't. People who could jump real high, like athletic people, were forced to wear weights to keep them more grounded so they weren't better than other people. Now, when Harrison, who is really quite brilliant, he's a borderline genius, when he runs away from this civilization, if you can call it that, because he wants freedom, he immediately starts when he experiences freedom, carrying it too far. So, for instance, he fashions himself a king of this new world without equity. And he says, play your instruments as best as you can. Play your notes. Ballet dancers, dance as best as you can. Not only will we not punish you for your achievements, we will reward you and promote you for being the best you can at what you do. A beautiful motto for today. Take a look at the next quote. "It became their obvious intention to kiss the ceiling." They kissed it, right? We're talking about these dancers, right, who no longer under the artificial weights placed on them, these ballet dancers who were imitating hart and deer. They're no longer under these weights that hold them down. Now they can leap, and they can leap as high as they possibly can. In fact, they were so free for the first time to be able, they were leaping higher than they had ever leaped before, because of what happens when you let people be people and you remove these equity responsibilities. And take a look at one last quote from Harrison Bergeron. "Glampers, the Handicapper General, fired twice, and the Emperor and the Empress were dead." That's the end of our friend Harrison Bergeron. Glampers is the head handicapper. And I love that name, Glampers. It implies clamps, right? Holding people down. Glampers, the handicapper general, shows up at the scene. Bergeron, who has anointed himself emperor, he and his lady are shot dead, and we go back to the world of repressive equity.